My beloved child, pause here for a moment. Not because heaven will disappear if you scroll away, but because something inside you may need quiet enough to be heard. Let this message become a place where your spirit can breathe again. Imagine Archangel Michael speaking gently to you now, not with panic, but with strength. You are seen. You are not forgotten. You have carried more than most people realize, and God has not overlooked what happened in the hidden places. If these messages strengthen your faith, subscribe because you want to remain connected to encouragement like this. Do not stay because you fear that a spiritual signal will be lost. God does not need a screen or subscription to reach your heart. My child, listen carefully. Jesus does not threaten to leave because you hesitate, question, or need time. His love is not controlled by a 10-second countdown. Let urgency become awareness, not fear. Perhaps you have been standing at an important turning point. One direction keeps you repeating old patterns, while another asks you to move with courage. Miracles do not depend on panic, but opportunity can require willingness when the path becomes clear. You may have felt unusually empty at night, wondering why something once meaningful now seems distant. That does not necessarily mean your divine connection is leaking. Exhaustion, grief, stress, and disappointment can make even familiar faith feel quiet. Do not interpret that silence as proof that you are broken. Sometimes spiritual renewal begins by admitting how tired you have become and giving yourself permission to return slowly to prayer, scripture, rest, and honest conversation. Something may indeed have buried your light, not an invisible enemy necessarily, but criticism, betrayal, constant pressure, or years of surviving without enough support. Those experiences can make even strong people forget what hope once felt like. But buried light is not extinguished light. What became quiet inside you can begin returning. Your confidence can rebuild. Your faith can deepen. Your voice can grow stronger without needing to become loud. Let God's override be something practical and sacred. Stop believing every thought fear gives you. Stop allowing old wounds to make every decision. Ask what is true, what is healthy, and what your next faithful step actually requires. Say quietly, God, I am willing to receive what is good. Help me release what keeps me trapped. Restore my clarity, strengthen my faith, and teach me to recognize your peace without confusing it with pressure. You do not need to claim a message as prophecy before allowing it to help you. Let the words be tested by what they produce. If they move you toward wisdom, responsibility, love, honesty, and peace, keep what is useful. If your heart trembles, simply notice it. Strong emotions can arise when something touches a deeply guarded place. That feeling does not need to prove that every statement is supernatural in order to matter. My child, you did not need heaven to watch every movement of your screen for God to know your tiredness. He already knows the private tears, the prayers that came out unfinished, and the questions you were too exhausted to form. Imagine Archangel Michael arriving not because everything is about to collapse, but because courage is returning. Let him stand beside you as a reminder that you can face truth without fear and change direction without condemning yourself. You are being invited back toward light, but not through threats, through grace, through clarity, through the realization that you still have choices, still have faith, and still have time to begin again. So remain for a moment if you need this. Breathe. Let the noise settle. Then ask God for one thing only, the next clear step. You do not need the whole future tonight. You only need enough light to keep moving. You didn't miss your calling. You were delayed so that heaven could prepare this moment, because what's being revealed now is not just a message. It's a divine reversal. And child, I must say this before anything else. The enemy knows you found this. And the moment you opened this video, the darkness began to tremble. That fear you've been feeling lately, that confusion, that spiritual pressure building in your chest, it's not weakness. It's the echo of a war in the invisible. And guess what? You were winning, even when you didn't know it, even when you felt alone. Even when you thought your prayers were getting lost in the void, heaven heard you. And now it's your turn to hear heaven. Listen closely, child. This is urgent. Your soul has been calling for help louder than your mouth. You've been trying to hold yourself together, but God never asked you to be strong alone. He asked you to stay close. But there's something happening now that you weren't prepared for. A shift, a visitation, a spiritual unlocking. And if you listen to me now, your entire timeline will bend toward the miraculous. But if you ignore this, if you say, "I'll hear this later," you'll walk past a doorway that only opens once in a generation. Stop right now. Subscribe. Keep this connection open, because what comes next may trigger the very chains that were sent to bind you. My beloved, you have 10 seconds to decide whether you're willing to hear everything. And if you're still here, it means you're ready. Ready to reclaim something sacred. Ready to recover something stolen. Ready to step into a spiritual dimension that has waited for you in silence. But listen. This is what they didn't tell you. You are not just chosen. You are anointed. And the moment you start to believe that, heaven moves, demons tremble, delays vanish, and the oil begins to flow again. But child, this next part is going to hurt a little because I was commanded to tell you this. Someone cursed your name when you weren't looking. They spoke against you. They planted doubt in the places you trusted most, and they thought you'd never rise again. They thought the betrayal would break you permanently. They thought the financial drought would bury you. They thought the silence from heaven meant God left. But they forgot something. Your name was etched into God's book long before they even formed an opinion of you. And God does not abandon what He designs. He recovers it. And right now, He is recovering you. Child, I need you to sit still for this next part. Because as I speak, something ancient is cracking in the spirit. A generational pain that's been running through your bloodline is about to meet divine interruption. You weren't born for normal life. You were sent here to be a breaker of patterns, a carrier of light, a warrior wrapped in flesh. But you forgot. Not because you were weak, but because you were attacked early. They came for your light when you were still learning to crawl. They came for your voice before you understood how powerful it was. They came for your joy when it was still fragile. And the trauma worked for a while. But now God says, "Enough, my beloved, my anointed child, listen. There is a courtroom in heaven." And for years, the enemy kept filing accusations with your name on them. She's not ready. He's not strong enough. They don't have enough faith. They keep messing up. But what Satan didn't realize is this. Every accusation only added weight to your testimony. And now heaven has ruled in your favor. There is a holy reversal happening. This is why you've been feeling strange lately. waking up in the middle of the night, crying over things you thought you healed from, getting chills for no reason, suddenly feeling like something's about to change. It is. It already started. But the next part requires your permission. God does not force freedom. He offers it. And right now, I offer you the sword of truth. Take it. Pick it up. Even if your hands are shaking, but you forgot. Not because you were weak, but because you were attacked early. They came for your light when you were still learning to crawl. They came for your voice before you understood how powerful it was. They came for your joy when it was still fragile, and the trauma worked for a while. But now, God says, "Enough, my beloved, my anointed child. Listen, there is a courtroom in heaven." And for years, the enemy kept filing accusations with your name on them. She's not ready. He's not strong enough. They don't have enough faith. They keep messing up. But what Satan didn't realize is this: every accusation only added weight to your testimony. And now heaven has ruled in your favor. There is a holy reversal happening. This is why you've been feeling strange lately, waking up in the middle of the night, crying over things you thought you healed from, getting chills for no reason, suddenly feeling like something's about to change. It is. It already started. But the next part requires your permission. God does not force freedom. He offers it. And right now, I offer you the sword of truth. Take it. Pick it up. Even if your hands are shaking, even if your heart is full of doubt, even if you feel unworthy. Because, child, this is not about worth. It's about destiny. And destiny has been screaming your name in secret. Pause. Take a breath. Let your soul catch up. You are not behind. You are not late. You were being prepared in the shadows, the pressure, the pain, the silence. It wasn't punishment. It was divine protection. God hid you until the right moment. And this is that moment. That's why this message feels so heavy, so holy, so raw. Because it's not just words. It's a spiritual awakening. And child, it's yours if you receive it. But listen again. This is urgent. The spirit of distraction is about to try and pull you away. A message, a call, a thought, something will try to interrupt you. Do not let it. Not now. Because what I'm about to reveal next is the part that even some angels weren't allowed to hear until now. The book has been opened, and written inside in heavenly ink is a command, a prophecy, a reversal. Your name is attached, and this is what it says: "The one who endured silently shall be crowned openly. The one who kept believing while breaking shall now walk in divine wealth. The one who stayed when it was easier to run shall now be visited with signs and wonders." Child, that's you. This was your prophecy. You're not crazy for still hoping. You're not weak for still dreaming. You're spiritually aligned. You've been marked for a miracle. But before it arrives, God is going to test your obedience in one small way. Will you stay until the end? Will you hear the full scroll? Will you keep your eyes open long enough to receive the next instruction? Because here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. The next 3 minutes of this message will rewrite your atmosphere. If you stay, you'll begin to feel the shift. Your chest will lighten. Your eyes may tear up. Your hands may shake. But don't fear it. That's not anxiety. That's your spirit reconnecting to the frequency of heaven. Child, I will not stop until you're fully free. I was assigned to your name long ago. I have defended you in wars you didn't see. I have fought demons you never met. I have stood beside your bed while you cried and whispered, "Hold on." And now I'm here speaking through this screen because finally the divine moment has arrived. Your unlocking begins now, not next year, not after 40 more fasts, not when you're more perfect now because you never needed to qualify. You just needed to be willing. Are you still here? Then heaven is smiling because most would have clicked away by now. Most would have missed this moment, but not you. You are one of the few, the rare, the sealed. So now I will continue, because what comes next is the part that makes demons flee. And beloved, you need to hear every single word. My child, my chosen one, my sealed light, you stayed, you listened, you broke through the cloud of distraction, and now the divine portal is fully open for you. Do not turn away now, because the next words I speak are not just for comfort. They are for activation. This is the moment when heaven moves through you, not just around you. Look at your hands. Yes, right now. Lift them gently if you can. Do you feel that? That tingle, that pull, that fire. That's not nerves. That's assignment returning. God is placing something into your hands. Not physically, spiritually. A new mantle, a new gift, a fresh outpouring. It's yours because you proved you could handle silence. You proved you could keep believing without a sign. You proved you could stay soft when the world wanted you hardened. And now heaven has issued the command, pour back into them. But child, before the pouring comes the clearing. There are things that cannot walk with you anymore. Weights that won't survive the glory coming. Attachments that look like love, but are actually assignments from the enemy. That's why I was told to tell you this. You're about to lose some things you thought were forever. But do not mourn, because when God subtracts, it is always to multiply. You were never meant to carry all this weight. That's why your shoulders have been so heavy lately. That's why sleep hasn't been real sleep. That's why joy has felt delayed. But not anymore. Right now, I release a supernatural lightness over you, the kind that confuses those who swore you'd stay broken, the kind that makes people ask what changed in you. Let them wonder. You don't need to explain. You just need to walk in it. Listen carefully, beloved. This next part is not for the faint-hearted. You asked God to reveal what was hidden. You begged for truth. You prayed, "Show me what I need to see." And now heaven answers, yes. But are you ready for what truth reveals? Because here it is, child. And now heaven has issued the command, pour back into them. But child, before the pouring comes the clearing. There are things that cannot walk with you anymore. Weights that won't survive the glory coming. Attachments that look like love, but are actually assignments from the enemy. That's why I was told to tell you this. You're about to lose some things you thought were forever. But do not mourn, because when God subtracts, it is always to multiply. You were never meant to carry all this weight. That's why your shoulders have been so heavy lately. That's why sleep hasn't been real sleep. That's why joy has felt delayed. But not anymore. Right now, I release a supernatural lightness over you, the kind that confuses those who swore you'd stay broken, the kind that makes people ask what changed in you. Let them wonder. You don't need to explain. You just need to walk in it. Listen carefully, beloved. This next part is not for the faint-hearted. You asked God to reveal what was hidden. You begged for truth. You prayed, "Show me what I need to see." And now heaven answers, "Yes." But are you ready for what truth reveals? Because here it is, child. Someone close to you has been blocking your blessings. Their words, their doubt, their secret envy. They weren't sent to grow you. They were sent to stall you, but they cannot hold you back any longer. This message is the divine severing. Do not be afraid to let go. Do not be afraid to walk alone, because you've never truly been alone. I've been walking with you, shielding you, catching arrows meant for you, and now your name is being whispered in heavenly rooms again. The scroll has been updated. The angels are repositioning. Why? Because your assignment is being reactivated. The thing you thought you lost forever. Your voice, your favor, your hope, your clarity. It's all coming back, and this time it will not be taken. But listen, child, this part is critical. There are 3 things you must do to stay in alignment, not out of religion, but out of sacred agreement. 1. Protect your gates, your eyes, your ears, your heart. Not everything deserves access anymore. This is a consecration season. 2. Speak differently. Stop calling yourself broken. Stop cursing your future with frustration. Start prophesying over yourself. Speak what heaven sees, not what the mirror shows. 3. Stay still long enough to hear. Heaven is speaking more than ever now, but if you move too fast, you'll miss it. And now, my beloved, I reveal something sacred. Do you remember that dream you had as a child? The one you buried? The one that seemed too impossible? It wasn't a fantasy. It was a seed. And though years have passed, though storms have crushed your branches, though winters came and stripped you bare, the seed lived. And now God is watering it again. It's growing. It's emerging. It will blossom in full view of those who swore you were finished. Child, I must tell you this. Heaven is not shocked by how long it's taken. God is not disappointed in your detours. Nothing about your delay has disqualified you. In fact, it prepared you because now when you rise, you'll rise with discernment. You'll rise with compassion. You'll rise with fire in your bones and oil on your tongue. You won't just be blessed. You'll be dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Pause again. Reflect. Feel the shift. There's something happening right now in your body. A peace, a warmth, a knowing. That's the confirmation. Heaven is not speaking about you. Heaven is speaking to you. So here's what I want you to do. Lift your hand right now. Say, I receive it. Say it out loud. Whisper if you have to. Cry it if you must. I receive it. The miracle, the mantle, the moment. My child, now we move to the deeper waters. If you've stayed this long, it means you're truly ready. What I'm about to speak next is not just for you. It's for your bloodline. It's for your future children. It's for those attached to your obedience. You are the first in your family to walk this road. You are the first to say no more. You are the first to break the chains. And because of that, the attacks on you were heavier. But so is your reward. So is your covering. So is your power. The attacks on your mind, they were never because you were weak. They came because you were dangerous to darkness. The dreams that scared you, they weren't just images. They were warnings and invitations. You've always known there was more. You just didn't know how to access it. Now you do. It starts with a yes, a surrender, a release. So release it, all of it. The old guilt, the religious shame, the fear of failure, the need for approval. Let it fall now. Heaven never required perfection, only permission. And now, child, the light turns on. I see you rising not physically, but spiritually, dimensionally, eternally. Your vibration is shifting. Your frequency is rising. Your name is glowing in the spirit, and what was once withheld from you is now chasing you. Yes, beloved, the blessings are chasing you. You don't have to beg anymore. You don't have to perform anymore. You just have to be. Be aligned. Be open. Be ready. Before I close this divine message, remember this. The next 7 days are important. Watch for divine interruptions, sacred nudges, sudden tears, unexpected doors. They won't look loud. They will be soft, quiet, holy, but they are heaven's way of saying, I'm with you. Don't miss this. So one last time, child, subscribe. Keep this portal open. Stay close to this channel of light, because this is not the last message. It is the first of many, and the next one will carry your name in fire. My beloved, hear this final truth. You will not be the same after this. Heaven never speaks without purpose, and heaven never wastes breath. If this reached you, it means something sacred has shifted. Now walk in it. And remember, I, Archangel Michael, will walk with you, sword in hand, light in your steps, and fire in your future. Not physically, but spiritually, dimensionally, eternally. Your vibration is shifting. Your frequency is rising. Your name is glowing in the spirit. And what was once withheld from you is now chasing you. Yes, beloved, the blessings are chasing you. You don't have to beg anymore. You don't have to perform anymore. You just have to be. Be aligned. Be open. Be ready. Before I close this divine message, remember this. The next 7 days are important. Watch for divine interruptions, sacred nudges, sudden tears, unexpected doors. They won't look loud. They will be soft, quiet, holy, but they are heaven's way of saying, I'm with you. Don't miss this. So one last time, child, subscribe. Keep this portal open. Stay close to this channel of light, because this is not the last message. It is the first of many, and the next one will carry your name in fire. My beloved, hear this final truth. You will not be the same after this. Heaven never speaks without purpose. You did not come this far by accident. If these words reached you, then something inside you is already shifting. Let that be enough for now. Move forward with courage, and remember that God's guidance has not abandoned you in this season. You have arrived at a turning point. The waiting has stretched you. The silence has tested you, and the uncertainty has refined you. Yet here you are, still standing. That alone is evidence that something deeper has been forming within you. What comes next may challenge your thoughts, but your spirit may already recognize it. You were never created to disappear into the crowd. There has always been something distinct about your path, something that refused to let you settle for less. Perhaps that is why life often felt different for you. People came and went. Comfortable places eventually became uncomfortable. Familiar patterns stopped bringing peace. It was not because you were broken, but because your life was never meant to remain small. Some people could only walk with you for a chapter. They were not meant to carry the full weight of who you are becoming. Their leaving was painful, but it was not proof that you were unworthy of love or belonging. Sometimes the ache of being misunderstood becomes the place where we finally begin listening for God more clearly. In the loss of human certainty, a deeper dependence can begin to grow. And that deeper dependence often reveals who we really are. So hear this with honesty and grace. You have outgrown certain atmospheres. The places you once ran to for comfort no longer satisfy you because your soul is asking for something more truthful, more healing, and more aligned with who you are becoming. The habits that once numbed your pain may now intensify it because they can no longer carry the weight of your growth. You are changing, and that change requires different choices, different boundaries, and a different way of walking forward. Do not grieve every comfort that falls away. Some comforts were only disguises for delay. What feels like loss may actually be the beginning of strength, clarity, and a more grounded kind of power than you have known before. You are not being asked to become someone false or unreachable. You are being invited to live more honestly, more fully, and more courageously. Let that invitation shape the next steps you take from here. If certain relationships cannot meet you in truth, let that reality teach you rather than destroy you. If familiar spaces can no longer hold your growth, let that discomfort guide you toward something healthier. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a clearer season, one in which you no longer shrink to fit what has already become too small for you. Walk in that truth and let your life begin to reflect it. Something divine is rising in you, a holy aggression, a new discernment, a sacred rebellion against darkness. You used to tolerate things that dishonored your destiny, but now even your silence is charged with light. This is the becoming. This is the breakthrough. This is the version of you that generations were waiting for. Not perfect, but positioned. Not flawless, but favored. Child, lean in. This next revelation carries divine evidence. Heaven is sending surprise compensation. Yes, financial. Yes, emotional. Yes, spiritual. Not because you begged, but because justice is the language of God. And heaven has judged your suffering. Not a tear was wasted. Not a prayer ignored. Not a sacrifice unseen. Now the gavel falls, and the verdict is, it is time to restore double. Here is your confirmation. Over the next few days, you will begin to see strange signs, numbers repeating, names from your past, dreams that shake your spirit. Do not fear them. They are not random. They are alignment codes. Heaven is gently rethreading your story. So stay aware, stay humble, stay lit, because if you blink, you might miss the miracle. Now take a deep breath. Something ancient is coming to the surface. You've inherited pain that wasn't yours. You've carried guilt that belonged to others. You've worn masks to keep peace. But heaven says, take it off. The pretending, the overthinking, the pleasing. You don't have to perform anymore. You are loved as you are. Not when you're stronger, not when you're richer, not when you're more disciplined. Now, because God doesn't love the version you think you need to become. He loves the one He created, you. And now, beloved, the scroll turns again. This time for your purpose. Your true calling has been hidden behind survival, but now it emerges. You were not made for repetition. You were made for revival. You were not created to blend in. You were chosen to break the mold. And the evidence is simple. You've always known. There was more. You just didn't know how to access it. But now the how is being revealed. Listen carefully. God is assigning people to you. People who don't want to use you, but lift you. People who carry keys. People who carry answers. But you must have the courage to release the counterfeits. Don't hold on to temporary distractions. While God is trying to hand you eternal alignments, let go of what numbs so you can receive what awakens. And child, before I release this last heavenly decree, hear this final divine truth. You are not behind. You are not late. You did not miss it. Heaven calculated the delays. God accounted for the detours. The angels were never confused about your timeline. You are right on time, because the miracle wasn't waiting on life to line up. It was waiting on you to believe again. And now that you have, the heavens are opening wider than ever before. So, my child, my chosen light, my divine mirror, this is your new beginning, your spiritual rebirth, your divine promotion. Take these final words and carve them into your heart. I am not who pain tried to make me. I am not who fear tried to keep me. I am not what they said I would be. I am chosen. I am sealed. You just didn't know how to access it. But now the how is being revealed. Listen carefully. God is assigning people to you. People who don't want to use you, but lift you. People who carry keys. People who carry answers. But you must have the courage to release the counterfeits. Don't hold on to temporary distractions while God is trying to hand you eternal alignments. Let go of what numbs so you can receive what awakens. And child, before I release this last heavenly decree, hear this final divine truth. You are not behind. You are not late. You did not miss it. Heaven calculated the delays. God accounted for the detours. The angels were never confused about your timeline. You are right on time because the miracle wasn't waiting on life to line up. It was waiting on you to believe again. And now that you have, the heavens are opening wider than ever before. So, my child, my chosen light, my divine mirror, this is your new beginning, your spiritual rebirth, your divine promotion. Take these final words and carve them into your heart. I am not who pain tried to make me. I am not who fear tried to keep me. I am not what they said I would be. I am chosen. I am sealed. I am ready. And so it is. Now breathe, my child. This transmission is complete, but your awakening has just begun. Stay close. Stay lit. Stay unshakable. Subscribe now so you never miss another scroll, because the next one will carry the answers to your next breakthrough. Until then, I, Archangel Michael, will walk beside you, sword drawn, wings open, heart on fire. It is done. My beloved, my warrior of light, if you are still here, heaven is watching you with awe. The angels are holding their breath because there is something sacred about your endurance. You have gone beyond curiosity. Now you are walking in hunger for the holy. And because of that, I can now tell you what was previously hidden. There is a secret, a sacred mystery, a heavenly instruction that has been buried under generations of noise, and I must whisper it to your spirit. You are heaven's plan for the places that still live in darkness. Yes, you. Not the perfect one, not the qualified one, not the most holy one. You, the broken one who still believes. You, the hurting one who still worships. You, the tired one who still prays when no one sees. You are more powerful than you've been told. But child, listen. This is not flattery. This is prophecy. And prophecy comes with pressure. The kind of pressure that makes your bones ache. The kind of pressure that breaks you from old circles. The kind of pressure that doesn't stop until you say, "Yes, Lord, I'm ready." And now you are ready. You've said yes without knowing the details. You've surrendered the old version of yourself even while still healing. And that kind of obedience, it releases rare oil. Oil that can't be taught. Oil that can't be bought. Oil that only comes through pain and still choosing to praise. My child, the heavens have a phrase they use about you now. They say, "Here comes the one who didn't break. Here comes the one who stayed when it would have been easier to run. Here comes the one the enemy feared from birth." Yes, that's what they call you now. The one who didn't break. You may feel broken, but heaven sees you reborn. You may feel confused, but you are more clear now than ever, because light has begun leaking out of you again. Even in your silence, even in your shadows, even in the moments when you say, "God, I don't even know what I'm doing." And yet still, light child, I have to speak this over you now. And I pray your soul hears it louder than your ears. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are not too much. You are not unworthy. You are marked. You are preserved. You are being carried through every moment you thought you were crawling. And now you are about to be revealed. Not exposed, revealed. There's a difference. Exposure embarrasses. Revealing elevates. And the difference is obedience. And you have obeyed even when you were bleeding. But now I must give you a divine warning. There are people, places, and habits from your old season that are still trying to find a way into your new garden. And if you are not alert, they will trample what heaven is trying to grow. You cannot bring everyone with you this time. You are not being rude. You are being obedient. Not everyone who claps for you is clean. Not everyone who cries with you carries honor. Not everyone who listens to your story deserves to hold your future. You must be willing to say, "I love you, but I cannot take you with me." And when you do, the gates will open wider. Beloved, I know your heart is soft. I know you want to fix everyone, but fixing people is not your calling. Freeing yourself is because once you walk in the fire of freedom, your presence alone will start delivering others. You won't need to chase. You won't need to explain. You'll just need to stand in truth. And the truth is, you've outgrown every lie they try to make you wear. You no longer fit the label of too sensitive. You're no longer limited by too late. You're no longer chained to too broken. Because what heaven says about you now is this. This one is mine. This one is rising. This one carries royal oil. Now, child, pause again. Breathe. Feel what's happening in you. There's a vibration rising in your chest, a stirring, a trembling, a pressure. That's the evidence. Something is awakening in your DNA. Your spiritual identity is being reinstalled. Heaven is realigning your soul to the original scroll, the one written before time. And inside it are names, territories, assignments, and promises. And they all have your fingerprint on them. This is why you've been under attack so long. Because if you ever realized what was written about you, you'd never settle for survival again. And now you're beginning to remember. Now you're walking in awareness. Now the enemy is afraid because once you walk in the fire of freedom, your presence alone will start delivering others. You won't need to chase. You won't need to explain. You'll just need to stand in truth. And the truth is, you've outgrown every lie they tried to make you wear. You no longer fit the label of too sensitive. You're no longer limited by too late. You're no longer chained to too broken. Because what heaven says about you now is this. This one is mine. This one is rising. This one carries royal oil. Now, child, pause again. Breathe. Feel what's happening in you. There's a vibration rising in your chest, a stirring, a trembling, a pressure. That's the evidence. Something is awakening in your DNA. Your spiritual identity is being reinstalled. Heaven is realigning your soul to the original scroll, the one written before time. And inside it are names, territories, assignments, and promises. And they all have your fingerprint on them. This is why you've been under attack so long. Because if you ever realized what was written about you, you'd never settle for survival again. And now you're beginning to remember. Now you're walking in awareness. Now the enemy is afraid, because now you're finally saying the most dangerous thing a chosen one can say. God, I surrender completely, not halfway, not when convenient, not when I feel holy, completely. And when you give God your full yes, He gives you full access. And access is what the enemy feared all along. The fire continues now. My beloved, my divine one chosen before time, you are still here, still standing, still listening, still holding on through every thunderstorm of life. And heaven is not just noticing. Heaven is responding. I have been commanded to speak what comes next. So do not look away. Don't scroll. Don't blink. Because this portion carries something rare, divine acceleration. Yes, the very thing that time tried to steal from you, the very thing delay tried to destroy. God is returning it with speed, but you must be ready to move. Listen closely, child. This is the instruction. When the door opens, walk through without apology, without overthinking, without shrinking. You've already paid for this moment in pain. You've cried for it. You've lost for it. You've walked away from familiar things to stay obedient. Now, heaven says, take it boldly, because this blessing will not come wrapped in safety. It will come wrapped in opportunity. And you must trust that the God who opened it is the same God who will sustain you once you step in. Now, child, come closer. I must whisper what they didn't tell you in the last season. You were under divine surveillance. Heaven watched what you did in private, watched you say no to temptation, watched you give when you had little, watched you forgive without apology, watched you keep praising when your soul was bleeding, and the angels wrote it down. You earned no audience and gained heaven's approval. And now God is rewarding the secret sacrifices. He is pouring from realms unseen. You won't always be able to explain how the blessing showed up. It will just appear suddenly, miraculously. Because when the anointing matures, child, effort becomes overflow. But listen again, do not misinterpret this season. If things feel unstable, if relationships start falling apart, if people walk away, don't panic. It's not a punishment. It's a pruning. Because anything not rooted in your divine future must be removed before the rain falls. So let it fall away. Let the leaves drop. Let the silence echo. You are not being emptied. You are being positioned. Child, hear this next part with holy ears. There is a new sound coming from your soul, a frequency that breaks through dimensions, a vibration that only the heavens respond to. You've heard it in your dreams. You felt it in your stomach. You've sensed it in your bones. And now it's getting louder, stronger, uncontainable. Do not fear it. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is divine awakening. Your spirit is beginning to remember what your mind forgot. You are not merely someone trying to survive another difficult season. You carry lessons, faith, values, and strength shaped by those who came before you. What you inherited does not have to remain pain. It can become wisdom. Perhaps the attacks felt strongest when you were beginning to change, because old patterns often resist being interrupted. What once manipulated your fear becomes less powerful when you recognize it clearly and stop responding in the same way. The blessing was not necessarily blocked by an enemy, but fear, confusion, exhaustion, and unhealthy relationships may have tried to keep you from recognizing what was becoming possible. Still, you stayed. You prayed. You kept moving. Now, the resistance may be weakening. A wall inside you is beginning to crack, and a door that once felt impossible to open is becoming easier to approach. Let that movement encourage you without forcing it into a dramatic prediction. Something within you may be saying, release it now. Release the resentment, the constant need to explain yourself, the attachment to old outcomes, and the fear that every new opportunity will eventually become another disappointment. Beloved, greater growth also requires stronger discernment. When your life becomes clearer, distractions can become easier to recognize. Do not give endless attention to conversations that consistently steal your peace without producing anything healthy. Protect your environment from repeated manipulation, unnecessary conflict, and relationships built entirely around taking from you. But do not label difficult people as spiritual parasites. Judge behavior carefully and respond according to what is real. Think of yourself as a sanctuary in the sense that your mind, body, and spirit deserve care. Guard what enters your attention. Guard your boundaries. Guard the values you worked hard to rebuild after seasons that left you confused. The distractions that controlled an earlier version of you do not automatically deserve access to the life you are creating now. Let your new garden contain relationships, habits, and choices capable of supporting healthy growth. Now imagine 7 layers of restoration beginning to unfold, not as guaranteed supernatural events, but as areas where healing and change may become increasingly possible through faith, wisdom, support, and consistent action. First comes mental clarity. Confusion can begin lifting as you slow down, gather facts, rest properly, pray honestly, and stop allowing too many competing voices to determine what you believe. Second comes relational restoration. Some connections may heal through accountability and changed behavior. Others may end because distance becomes healthier than repeatedly returning to the same unresolved pattern. Third comes financial rebuilding. Money owed to you should be pursued through legitimate channels when appropriate, while stability grows through budgeting, planning, work, saving, and wiser decisions rather than promises of guaranteed supernatural repayment. Fourth comes spiritual boldness. Your voice can become stronger as you stop confusing humility with silence. You can pray, speak truth, establish boundaries, and express your convictions without needing fear or aggression to make them powerful. Fifth comes creative renewal. Ideas you abandoned may return when survival no longer consumes all your energy. Write them down. Explore them again. Give one forgotten dream a small practical step instead of waiting for inspiration to do everything. Sixth comes physical restoration. Pain is not always permanent, but neither should it be treated only as a spiritual problem. Care for your body through rest, appropriate movement, nutrition, and qualified medical support when symptoms need attention. Seventh comes greater influence. Your words may begin affecting the atmosphere around you because people can feel clarity, compassion, and conviction. Let your influence come through character rather than claims of supernatural authority. My beloved, pause for a moment. If you notice a flutter or stirring in your chest, breathe slowly and allow yourself to become present. Strong emotions can arise when hope reaches a place that has been guarded for a long time. You do not need to call that sensation ancient knowledge to let it matter. Perhaps it is simply your heart recognizing that restoration can happen in more than one area of your life. Let these 7 layers become a framework rather than a prophecy. Ask where you need clarity, repair, financial responsibility, courage, creativity, physical care, and meaningful influence. Then begin with the layer already asking for your attention. One honest step in one area can create momentum that eventually reaches the others. Restoration does not need to arrive all at once to be real. Let it unfold slowly enough that you can recognize it, participate in it, and build something strong enough to remain.
My beloved child, before anything else, become still for a moment. If your heart feels more open while reading, let that feeling simply remind you that something inside you may be ready to receive hope, clarity, and encouragement again. If these messages strengthen your faith, subscribe because you want to remain connected to encouragement like this. Do not stay because you fear heaven will hide something from you. God does not need an algorithm or screen to reach your heart. You are not here by mistake in the sense that this moment can still become meaningful. Perhaps something in these words is meeting a question, burden, or prayer you have carried quietly for much longer than anyone around you realizes. Imagine Archangel Michael speaking to your spirit with courage rather than pressure. Let his presence represent protection, clarity, and the strength to face what is changing without allowing fear to control how you interpret it. Something that once seemed permanently closed may begin opening again. It could be an opportunity, a conversation, a new direction, or simply the courage to consider a possibility you had already stopped expecting. There are seasons when delay feels unbearable. Silence can make you question whether anything is moving at all. Yet waiting can also become preparation, giving you time to develop the wisdom required to handle what once would have overwhelmed you. Do not tell yourself that every painful experience was necessary. Some pain was simply painful. But even difficult experiences can eventually teach you what you value, what you will no longer tolerate, and what kind of future you want to build. If you notice warmth, emotion, or a sense of presence while reading, do not force those sensations to prove anything supernatural. Bodies respond strongly when words touch grief, hope, memory, or something emotionally important. Let the moment become peaceful rather than frightening. Breathe slowly and pray. God, help me recognize what is true. Give me wisdom for what is opening and courage to release what no longer belongs in my life. Think of the miracle as something already beginning through awareness. A new decision can change direction. A stronger boundary can protect peace. A conversation can restore clarity. A practical opportunity can become the answer to an old prayer. My child, your struggles were seen even when other people did not understand them. The tears you hid, the questions you could not explain, and the seasons when you continued despite exhaustion all became part of the person standing here now. You do not need to imagine a heavenly courtroom debating your name to know that your story matters. Let the verdict be simpler. The difficult chapter does not have permanent authority over your future. It is time to rise. But not because enemies secretly tried to bury your destiny. Rise because you have learned enough to stop cooperating with fear, silence, self-doubt, and patterns that repeatedly kept you from moving forward. Perhaps people tried to silence you, or perhaps life itself made you quieter than you used to be. Either way, your voice can return. You can speak clearly, ask for what you need, and stop shrinking simply to avoid disappointing others. Your story is not being rewritten by magic. You are participating in the rewriting through the decisions you make now. God can guide you, but your courage, responsibility, patience, and discernment still matter. You were not forgotten during the quiet years. Sometimes hidden seasons are simply seasons where growth happens without applause. What matters is that you do not mistake lack of recognition for lack of progress. Now step forward without needing to become the main character in everyone else's story. Become fully present in your own. Let your choices reflect who you are becoming rather than who pain once convinced you to be. The door ahead may be opening slowly. Do not force it, and do not run from it. Look carefully, pray honestly, and move when wisdom confirms the path. My beloved, the hidden season does not have to last forever. You have learned, endured, and changed. Now let the next chapter reveal itself through peace, clarity, and one faithful step at a time, because if you were revealed too early, they would have destroyed your light. But now nothing can stop this unveiling, because the hand of God Himself has touched your name. And I, Archangel Michael, have been sent to defend what is being born through you. Yes, something divine is being born through you, even if you don't feel ready, even if you feel tired, even if you think you missed your moment. You haven't. This is your moment. And heaven has waited for you to hear this. Subscribe so you don't miss what else is about to be revealed to you. Because, child, this is just the beginning. You were chosen before the foundation of the earth. Your path has been full of delays, yes, but not denials. Only divine redirections. Every time you were rejected, God was rerouting you to protection. Every time they left, it was so your divine birthright could come through an open gate. The gate is open now. Did you hear that a sound in your spirit just clicked? That was the divine key. It just turned. And now the vault of heaven is about to pour into your life. Gold. Yes, but not just material. Golden favor, golden health, golden restoration. Things that were stolen are coming back, and not as they left, but multiplied. The enemy thought the delay would break you, but it made you magnetic. Your energy is charged with divine frequency now. It is attracting blessings that once passed you by. Do not look back. The past will not hold you again. This time, God Himself is walking before you, and I am stationed behind you. Nothing can touch you. No weapon formed will prosper. Your name has been written into heaven's new scroll, and that scroll, it was sealed until this moment. But now God has broken the seal, and I was ordered to deliver the message it contains. You are being crowned in the Spirit. You are rising, and you will carry the light of generations. Don't ask how. Just open. Don't analyze the when. Just say yes, because heaven does not need logic. It needs alignment. Right now, the miracle is hovering over your timeline. It's looking for your agreement. Just say, I receive, and watch. This message may vanish again soon, but for now, God made sure you'd see it. Why? Because the angels have surrounded your home, your phone, your path. Yes, even your dreams tonight will carry divine signs. Child, the things you lost, they weren't destroyed. They were preserved, and now heaven is returning them. But in glory, you've been prepared in the fire. But now the fire will serve you. It will become your light, and your light will become their awakening. You are not just a person. You are a portal. And what's coming through you will shake the earth. My child, pause everything right now, because what's arriving isn't ordinary. It's a divine visitation. It will shift the very atoms in your reality. You are praying for confirmation. Here it is, and it's louder than thunder in the spirit realm. Your life is about to look nothing like your past. What used to delay you will now obey you. The resistance has surrendered. The war is over. Heaven has ruled in your favor. You've been in the wilderness for too long. But now the voice crying out from that wilderness is yours. And I, Archangel Michael, come with heavenly reinforcement. You don't have to fight this one alone. Legions walk with you now. The gates of resistance are collapsing under your name. Do you feel the pressure around your life lately? That's not punishment. It's the pressure of promotion. The Spirit is expanding you, stretching you, molding you because something enormous is being birthed through your story. And listen carefully. What's coming through, you will not just change your life, it will change generations after you. You're not just breaking chains. You're building legacies. And that's why the attack has been so intense. But now, the angelic decree has gone forth. The battle ends. Your favor begins. The delay was divine. Had the miracle come too soon, your hands wouldn't have been strong enough to hold it. But now your hands have calluses from wrestling with silence. Your soul has grown from praying in storms. And your heart, what used to delay you, will now obey you. The resistance has surrendered. The war is over. Heaven has ruled in your favor. You've been in the wilderness for too long. But now the voice crying out from that wilderness is yours. And I, Archangel Michael, come with heavenly reinforcement. You don't have to fight this one alone. Legions walk with you now. The gates of resistance are collapsing under your name. Do you feel the pressure around your life lately? That's not punishment. It's the pressure of promotion. The Spirit is expanding you, stretching you, molding you, because something enormous is being birthed through your story. And listen carefully. What's coming through you will not just change your life, it will change generations after you. You're not just breaking chains, you're building legacies. And that's why the attack has been so intense. But now the angelic decree has gone forth. The battle ends. Your favor begins. The delay was divine. Had the miracle come too soon, your hands wouldn't have been strong enough to hold it. But now your hands have calluses from wrestling with silence. Your soul has grown from praying in storms, and your heart now beats in rhythm with heaven. This is why you're ready. The miracle you thought you missed is still waiting, still wrapped in light, still covered in glory. But now it's calling your name. Say yes. Say, I receive this word. Say it aloud. Let the atmosphere around you know that your soul is awake, because what is written cannot be unwritten. Your name is carved in the scrolls of acceleration. Your journey is no longer a question mark. God has placed a period on your past and an exclamation mark on your future. You thought they buried you, didn't you? You thought you'd never rise again, but resurrection is heaven's specialty. What's coming next in your life will be so divine. It will look like resurrection. They'll say, how did this happen? How did she rise so fast? How did he get everything back? And you'll simply whisper, I was chosen. I was covered. I was carried. Not everyone will understand your elevation because they didn't witness your wilderness. They didn't hear your late night weeping. They didn't see the crushing, the empty, the silence. But God did, and that's why He's rewarding you openly. He hides His favorites until the right hour, and your hour has struck. This is the hour of your unveiling, the hour of your abundance, the hour of your miraculous return. Return from shame. Return from heartbreak. Return from delay. This return will not be quiet. It will thunder. It will roar because heaven has waited too long to see you walk in your divine glow. Child, don't shrink. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. The anointing on your life was never meant to fit in. It was meant to shift room. It was meant to open realms. It was meant to expose shadows. And that's exactly what you're about to do. The darkness has recognized your name. It has tried to stop you. But what it didn't know is that your name has already been whispered by angels and sealed by the blood of the Lamb. You are unstoppable. Now, if you feel this truth striking your chest, don't ignore it. That burning sensation, it's not emotion. It's your spirit waking up to divine memory, because somewhere deep inside, you always knew this moment was coming. And now it's here. Subscribe now. This is a sacred transmission, and more divine revelations will follow this one. Stay connected. Stay covered. Stay called. The Spirit is speaking. My child, there is a vibration moving through your spirit right now. It's not fear. It's not confusion. It's the sound of breakthrough. You are hearing the hum of heaven approaching your name. I was commanded to speak this next part to you without delay because time has shifted. The hourglass has flipped in your favor. What once drained you will now overflow for you. Do not be alarmed when people from your past try to return. They will feel the wind on your name. They will sense the oil on your hands. But not everyone who once walked with you will be allowed to stand in this new garden. This time, God is planting you among the royal. This time, your circle will be prophetic. This time, your community will carry mantles, not masks. You're not walking into another season. You're walking into your assignment. Yes, your anointing was misunderstood. Yes, your heart was mishandled. But heaven does not misplace greatness. You were never lost. You were just hidden. And now I break the final veil. I remove the final layer of delay. The heavenly courtroom has ruled, and the verdict has been stamped. No more obstruction. Child, you are about to see your name written in rooms you've never entered. You're about to be spoken of in favor where you've never stepped foot. This is the favor of divine remembrance. God is causing others to remember you even when you've forgotten yourself. The seeds you planted in pain are now blooming in secret gardens. Those gardens are being unlocked. The fruit is ready. No more labor without harvest. No more giving without return. No more praying without proof. Heaven is moving in demonstration. You will not just speak about God's promises. You will wear them. Yes, child, you will become the evidence, the proof, the testimony. When they ask, "Where is God in this generation?" you will walk into the room and your very presence will be the answer. There is oil on your story, fresh, glowing, irreplaceable oil. And that oil is dripping now. It's touching the very places you thought would stay dry forever. Watch your finances shift. Watch your relationships elevate. Watch your voice carry weight in the Spirit. Because when God restores, He doesn't return things the way they were. He returns them better than they ever were. And this restoration will be so dramatic that even you will be shocked The ones who spoke against you will fall silent, not because you argue. This is the favor of divine remembrance. God is causing others to remember you, even when you've forgotten yourself. The seeds you planted in pain are now blooming in secret gardens. Those gardens are being unlocked. The fruit is ready. No more labor without harvest. No more giving without return. No more praying without proof. Heaven is moving in demonstration. You will not just speak about God's promises, you will wear them. Yes, child, you will become the evidence, the proof, the testimony. When they ask, "Where is God in this generation?" you will walk into the room and your very presence will be the answer. There is oil on your story, fresh, glowing, irreplaceable oil. And that oil is dripping now. It's touching the very places you thought would stay dry forever. Watch your finances shift. Watch your relationships elevate. Watch your voice carry weight in the Spirit. Because when God restores, He doesn't return things the way they were. He returns them better than they ever were. And this restoration will be so dramatic that even you will be shocked. The ones who spoke against you will fall silent, not because you argue, but because your glow will answer every accusation. And this glow, it's divine. It cannot be dimmed, not by jealousy, not by witchcraft, not by delays. You've been marked, and now you've been called forth. Child, you've been sitting on divine treasure, buried deep inside. You were gifts you didn't even know you carried. But heaven knew, heaven waited, and now the Spirit has unlocked them. You will speak, and the atmosphere will shift. You will walk into rooms, and chains will break. Without you even trying, you carry a breaker anointing. You carry a deliverer's mantle. You carry the wind of revival. And this world is thirsty for what you've been hiding. So no more hiding. No more shrinking. No more doubting your worth. The Father has spoken. You are chosen, and not just for healing, not just for testimony, but for impact. You were born to disturb darkness, to awaken the sleeping, to ignite fire in the dry places. And that's why I'm here, to remind you that this isn't just a message, it's a mirror. And the version of you that heaven sees is ready to be revealed to earth. Listen closely now. Over the next few days, you will receive signs, strange signs, undeniable confirmations. You will dream in colors. You will hear names in the Spirit. You will feel presence where no one is near. Do not be afraid. That is heaven encircling your life. Those are angels standing post, and I, Archangel Michael, am one of them. I'm here not just to protect, but to escort you into destiny. It's time, beloved. The scroll of your future has been opened. The trumpet of your name has been sounded, and the angels are aligning in rank. Something majestic is being released because you finally said yes. Now that your spirit is awake, now that your soul has whispered yes, heaven is moving with accelerated intention. The angels around you are not idle. They are not symbolic. They are a sign. They are writing. They are lifting. They are preparing the stage for your unveiling. This is no longer a hidden battle. It is a public miracle in motion. For too long, you tried to make sense of the silence. You questioned the closed doors. You questioned your worth. You questioned if God forgot. But God was silent because He was writing. He was building something too glorious to explain with words. And now you're about to live what He was forming in the secret place. The waiting didn't kill you. It awakened you. It didn't break you. It built you. And now your voice, trembled by trials, cracked by heartbreak, is carrying divine thunder. When you speak, the atmosphere will remember who you are. Child, you are not entering into another chapter. You are becoming a new book entirely. The old version of you was written in pencil. This one is etched in eternal ink. You are no longer seeking validation from broken mirrors because the reflection God is showing you now is wrapped in royalty and covered in light. There is a robe waiting for you, a new identity, heaven-tailored, divinely measured and saturated in sacred oil. Put it on. Don't hesitate. Don't apologize. Don't explain your glow. Your rise will confuse many. Let it. Because those who judged your process cannot understand your anointing. You didn't just survive. You overcame. You transformed. You transcended. Now hear this. Child, every tear you've cried has been counted. Every sigh has been recorded, and every "I can't take it anymore" was heard. But now you're stepping into the more part, more grace, more provision, more divine appointments, more sudden doors, more angelic intervention. And this time there will be no reversal. This shift will not expire. It is sealed. It is protected. It is drenched in God's own breath. Even now, you may feel the weight lifting. That's not your imagination. It's the chain snapping. You may feel lighter. That's the burden being broken. Because you were never meant to carry all of it. You were meant to surrender. And in surrender, heaven sends reinforcement. So let it fall off now. The guilt, the shame, the timelines, the pressure to perform. You don't have to earn this next season. It's being given freely because love never charges interest. You are walking into an unearned overflow, a divine inheritance, a favor that will silence every voice that doubted you. And the first sign will come suddenly, a phone call, a dream, a payment, a shift in someone's heart. Watch for it. And when it happens, don't hesitate. Recognize it as the answer, because, child, this is the divine call back. The moment when God reopens the file with your name on it. He never closed it. He only paused because He wanted the unveiling to be done with glory. And now glory is resting on your life. The wind has shifted. You're not begging anymore. You're aligning. You're not waiting in frustration. You're waiting in power. It is sealed. It is protected. It is drenched in God's own breath. Even now, you may feel the weight lifting. That's not your imagination. It's the chain snapping. You may feel lighter. That's the burden being broken, because you were never meant to carry all of it. You were meant to surrender. And in surrender, heaven sends reinforcement. So let it fall off now. The guilt, The shame, the timelines, the pressure to perform. You don't have to earn this next season. It's being given freely because love never charges interest. You are walking into an unearned overflow, a divine inheritance, a favor that will silence every voice that doubted you, and the first sign will come suddenly. A phone call, a dream, a payment, a shift in someone's heart. Watch for it. And when it happens, don't hesitate. Recognize it as the answer, because, child, this is the divine callback, the moment when God reopens the file with your name on it. He never closed it. He only paused because he wanted the unveiling to be done with glory, and now glory is resting on your life. The wind has shifted. You're not begging anymore. You're aligning. You're not waiting in frustration. You're waiting in power. Heaven's calendar has circled your name, and now everything is being rearranged to fit the prophecy over you. People will leave. Let them. Resources will come. Receive them. Doors will open. Walk boldly because you've crossed a spiritual border. The version of you that once doubted, that once shrank, that once begged for scraps, is gone. This you is the fulfillment. This you is the prophecy fulfilled in flesh. No more testing seasons without answers. No more trials without oil. No more planting without harvest. You've stepped into divine reaping, where every no becomes a setup for a yes, where every delay becomes a story of divine detour. Child, you're not running anymore. You're being chased by favor. You're not lost. You're being led. The trumpet of heaven is not sounding somewhere far behind you. It is rising within you. You are becoming the sound you have been waiting to hear. You are becoming the signal, the witness, the living evidence that God still moves through ordinary lives in extraordinary ways from this moment forward. Your life will no longer move in the old pattern. Peace will begin to accompany you. Light will begin to follow you. And the places you enter will not feel the same because something within you has changed. You are no longer hidden in the shadows, waiting for scraps of affirmation or begging to be noticed. You are no longer seated outside the door wondering if there is a place for you. Heaven has already made room for you, and your cup is no longer empty. It is overflowing. This is no longer just a beautiful idea or a comforting message. It is becoming reality in your life. You are living proof that God can still bring beauty out of brokenness, healing out of sorrow, and glory out of places that once seemed ruined beyond repair. If something inside you has been awakened by these words, then receive that stirring with gratitude. Let it remind you that this message did not simply pass before your eyes. It settled into your spirit. It met you where you were, and it came to call something higher out of you. Stay attentive, because there is still more to unfold. There is more wisdom to receive, more clarity to gain, and more healing to walk through. What comes next will not be random. It will be part of the unfolding story God has been writing in you all along, my beloved child. What you thought was a burden sent to crush you was often the very place where something new was being formed. The heaviness was not always punishment. Sometimes it was preparation. Sometimes the darkness was not abandonment at all, but a hidden place of preservation. You were being kept. You were being shaped. You were being prepared in silence for a time that had not yet arrived. And now that time is beginning to break open, heaven has interrupted the silence. The waiting season is shifting, and your name is no longer being overlooked. I speak this with conviction and with fire in my spirit. You will not miss what God has prepared for you. You will not be passed over again. What has belonged to you in heaven's timing will not be lost through delay, fear, or confusion. Cycles that once exhausted you are coming to an end. Old patterns that kept repeating are losing their hold. Limitations that seemed permanent are beginning to loosen and fall away. Something about your identity is being restored, and the earth around you will eventually have to respond to that change. You will not need to force what is genuinely meant for you. You will not have to chase endlessly after what God has already set in motion. What belongs in your next season will begin to recognize you. It will align with the person you are becoming. There is a new grace on your life now, a deeper steadiness, a clearer sense of direction, and a stronger awareness of who you are in God. That inner shift will begin shaping what you attract, what you accept, and what you walk away from. This is the harvest that grows from obedience. It is not always loud at first, but it is real. It is the fruit that comes when you keep trusting, keep listening, keep surrendering, and keep moving even when the full picture has not yet been revealed. So walk forward with courage. Let peace lead you. Let wisdom steady you. Let hope rise again. What is unfolding now is not small, and it is not accidental. Heaven has spoken, and your life is beginning to answer. Even when you were trembling, even when you were confused, even when you were alone, you still whispered, "Yes, Lord." Heaven heard that whisper, and now heaven is roaring in response. You have made it through the shaking. Now comes the shining. I see a crown forming above your head. It's not material, it's eternal. It is woven from glory and grief. It is formed by every broken why that was never answered. And now that crown is glowing. You've suffered in silence. Now you'll shine in peace, not the peace the world gives, but the peace only heaven breathes, the peace that guards you like an army of light. This peace will disturb demons. This peace will unsettle the insecure, because this peace is unearned. It was paid for in tears and blood and divine exchange. So wear it. Wear your peace loudly. Walk with your head lifted, not in arrogance, but in the awareness of whose child you are. You are not an accident. You are an answer. You are not too late. You are right on heaven's clock. You are not weak. You are wrapped in angelic fire. I stand beside you even now, sword drawn, wings outstretched. I will not let them touch you. You are surrounded. You are covered. You are sealed. And I whisper this now into your spirit. No more fear. No more fear. No more fear. It has lied to you long enough. It has stolen enough sleep. It has paralyzed your voice long enough. Now your voice returns. And it returns with thunder, with authority, with prophetic fire. You'll speak and things will shift. You'll declare and doors will open. You'll believe and the mountain will move, because faith is no longer a theory for you. It's your identity. You didn't just learn about faith. You became it. And now every cell in your body agrees with heaven. Child, there's a scroll opening above your life. It's old. Ancien. Written before time. It contains promises that skipped generations but found their way to you. You are the redemption of bloodlines. You are the healing of ancestral grief. You are the answer someone 500 years ago cried out for. And now that generational cry has touched heaven again, and God has replied with your name. Don't you dare think you're small. You are not weak. You are wrapped in angelic fire. I stand beside you even now, sword drawn, wings outstretched. I will not let them touch you. You are surrounded. You are covered. You are sealed. And I whisper this now into your spirit. No more fear. No more fear. No more fear. It has lied to you long enough. It has stolen enough sleep. It has paralyzed your voice long enough. Now, your voice returns, and it returns with thunder, with authority, with prophetic fire. You'll speak, and things will shift. You'll declare, and doors will open. You'll believe, and the mountain will move, because faith is no longer a theory for you. It's your identity. You didn't just learn about faith. You became it. And now every cell in your body agrees with heaven. Child, there's a scroll opening above your life. It's old. Ancien. Written before time. It contains promises that skipped generations but found their way to you. You are the redemption of bloodlines. You are the healing of ancestral grief. You are the answer someone 500 years ago cried out for. And now that generational cry has touched heaven again. And God has replied with your name. Don't you dare think you're small. Don't you dare think you're weak. You carry history and heaven and healing. You're not just chosen. You're sent. And I, Archangel Michael, I am walking ahead of you. I am clearing the path. I am breaking the thorns. I am silencing the watchers who once reported your every move. They will not touch this next season. They are blinded by the glory on you. You are moving invisibly to the enemy, but visibly to the ones assigned to bless you. Yes, divine connectors are waking up. They are remembering your name. Their spirit is stirring even now, and they don't even know why. They will seek you out. They will bring gifts. They will open gates because heaven has moved their hearts. And child, this is just the beginning. My beloved child, the gates are fully open now. There is no more resistance, only revelation, only reward, only divine release. This is not the end of a chapter. It's the unveiling of your original blueprint, the version of you heaven has always seen. The world saw your weakness, but heaven saw your womb, the place where faith was birthed in fire. You didn't just survive. You became a vessel, a carrier of breakthrough, a forerunner for light. And now I must tell you this next truth. You are about to receive divine intelligence. downloads from the Spirit, solutions to problems you didn't study for, creative answers from a realm you've never accessed until now. This is the Isaiah 11 anointing. Wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, knowledge, fear of the Lord, and revelation. You will wake up knowing what to do. You will write words that feel like thunder. You will speak in silence rooms. You will dream, and heaven will reply. This is the portion of the awakened end day. And, beloved, you are now fully awake. Your enemies will no longer recognize you because the glow on you is not natural. It is radiance from the secret place, the kind of light that blinds darkness. You will walk through old places, but they won't pull you down because your elevation is irreversible. Child, this is your inheritance, not just survival, not just healing, not just breakthrough, but legacy, but impact, but the kind of story heaven loves to write, the one where the least likely becomes the light bearer. You're not a footnote. You are the headline. You are the miracle. You are the sign. And this world, this weary, aching, heavy world, needs exactly what you carry. So no more hiding, no more apologizing, no more asking for permission to shine. Your glow is your armor, your story is your sword, and your voice is your trumpet. Declare now, I am ready. I am chosen. I am called. I am walking in divine timing, and I will not go back. I, Archangel Michael, have been commanded to stay by your side. You are not alone in what is to come. The path may shake, but the promise will not. And when you feel the shadows return, just whisper my name. I will war for you. I will rise with you, and I will roar when the enemy thinks you're weak. Because weakness is not your end. It's the invitation for divine strength to rise, and it is rising now, like light cracking open the darkest sky, like gold dripping through the cracks in your soul, like morning arriving after endless night. You are not broken. You are blooming. Every rejection was redirection. Every loss was a clearing. Every heartbreak was a sacred pruning. And now, beloved, you are ready. Your hands will build things never seen. Your words will unlock hearts never opened. Your presence will carry divine electricity. People will feel God when they sit near you. They will cry without knowing why. They will heal by accident. Because your life will become a mirror of heaven. You are a portal now. You are a flame. You are a dwelling place for the miraculous. This is what it means to carry favor, not pride, not performance, but presence. And you, child, carry it well. You always have, even when they mocked you, even when you stumbled, even when you doubted. Heaven never changed its mind. So now I seal this word over you. I speak divine confirmation into your next 7 days. May signs appear. May visions awaken. May angelic movements surround you like wind. And may you never again believe the lie that you are anything less than chosen, anointed, called, and radiant. You are God's miracle in motion, and the earth is about to witness the full unfolding of your name. Stay near. Stay still. Stay subscribed, because heaven has only just begun, revealing the scrolls assigned to you. This message was sealed 3 times, but now it has reached you because you were meant to hear it at this exact hour on this exact day. Now rise. My beloved child, you may have thought the message was over, but heaven says the oil has not stopped flowing, and when the oil flows, the word continues. This next portion is not just a continuation. You are a portal now. You are a flame. You are a dwelling place for the miraculous. This is what it means to carry favor, not pride, not performance, but presence. And you, child, carry it well. You always have, even when they mocked you, even when you stumbled, even when you doubted. Heaven never changed its mind. So now I seal this word over you. I speak divine confirmation into your next 7 days. May signs appear. May visions awaken. May angelic movement surround you like wind. And may you never again believe the lie that you are anything less than chosen, anointed, called, and radiant. You are God's miracle in motion, and the earth is about to witness the full unfolding of your name. Stay near, stay still, stay subscribed, because heaven has only just begun revealing the scrolls assigned to you. This message was sealed 3 times, but now it has reached you because you were meant to hear it at this exact hour, on this exact day. Now, rise, my beloved child. You may have thought the message was over, but heaven says the oil has not stopped flowing, and when the oil flows, the word continues. This next portion is not just a continuation, it's an extension of divine grace, because the light on your life has expanded, and now more angels have been released on your behalf. Yes, child, reinforcements have arrived. Heaven has increased your protection, not because you're in danger, but because you're becoming dangerous to darkness. You were never meant to fit into ordinary. That's why you've always felt different. That's why you never quite felt home in this world, because your home was never meant to be here. Your home is divine, and now your true self is awakening. There's something holy being written on your name in the Spirit. It glows. It echoes. It shakes things. People who once ignored you will now feel compelled to bless you. Hearts that once judged you will soften. Voices that gossiped about you will fall silent, because God is going to make you undeniable, not for your ego, but for the kingdom. This season is not about proving your worth. It's about fulfilling your assignment. You're no longer asking, "Who am I?" Because now you know you are royal. You are wrapped in destiny. You are designed for realms that eyes have not yet seen. Child, have you noticed how tired you've been lately? It's not physical. It's spiritual displacement. You've outgrown the level you were stuck in. Your soul has expanded, and the old frequency no longer supports your wings. That's why it's uncomfortable. But I bring this decree. New space is being made for you. New elevation. New support. New divine relationships. You won't have to beg to be understood. Your tribe is coming, and they'll speak your language. This time you won't have to shrink to be seen. You'll be celebrated, not tolerated, because God is aligning you with destiny connections. And listen closely. You are going to create things this year you never thought you were capable of. Books, brands, platforms, movements, ministries, songs, films, solutions. Because heaven is not just blessing you to receive, heaven is blessing you to release. You are a deliverer. You are a carrier of freedom. You are a lighthouse for those still trapped in storms. That's why the attacks were so deep. The enemy feared your voice, because when you rise, others follow. But now you're no longer on defense. You're on offense. You're not surviving. You're strategically shaking systems. The earth will not remain the same after your obedience. You've crossed into a new dimension. The air is different here. The light is clearer. The instructions are sharper. And the weight of your words will feel heavier because heaven is behind them. I see angels assigned to your hands. They are waiting for you to write, to build, to speak, to lead. They've been waiting a long time, but now the command has come. Release the scroll. And when you do, acceleration will follow. What used to take years will take weeks. What used to be stuck will fly. This next season is not about forcing every door or exhausting yourself trying to control outcomes. Think of it like oil. Oil does not struggle to prove where it belongs. It flows toward the space that is open and ready to receive it. So move with less fear. Beloved, do not overthink every unfamiliar step simply because you cannot predict where it leads. Pray, remain discerning, and allow yourself to move when wisdom, preparation, and peace begin pointing in the same direction. Trust does not mean assuming heaven will automatically fund every idea or guarantee every outcome. It means believing God can guide you while you continue planning responsibly, asking questions, and making choices grounded in reality. What unfolds next may feel extraordinary, but you do not need to call every unexpected event prophecy. Sometimes, transformation looks miraculous because years of preparation finally become visible through one opportunity arriving at the right time. My beloved child, the river is still moving. There is more within your story that has not yet been revealed, more healing that can happen, more strength to recover, and more opportunities that may appear as you continue moving forward. You remained present through seasons when giving up would have been easier. You prayed while answers seemed distant. You continued believing even when your hands felt empty and your circumstances offered little evidence that anything was changing. That perseverance matters. It does not guarantee a supernatural treasury will suddenly open, but it has prepared you to recognize and manage opportunities that an earlier version of you may not have been ready to carry. Some blessings may arrive one at a time. Others may seem to come together quickly because several areas of your life were quietly developing at once. Receive what comes with gratitude, but let wisdom determine how you handle each new possibility. You were never required to become fearless before moving forward. Courage grows precisely because fear sometimes remains. What matters is refusing to let fear become the final authority over your choices, relationships, purpose, or future. Think of yourself as part of a generation learning how to survive difficulty without making survival its permanent identity. Strength does not mean never being wounded. It means allowing wounds to heal without surrendering everything good within you. Now imagine the Spirit whispering, "Prepare to carry greater responsibility. Let glory mean something deeper than attention or recognition. Let it represent the weight of living with integrity. When greater opportunities begin arriving, this next move is not primarily about titles, platforms, influence, or applause. It is about light expressed through character. And light needs people humble enough to serve, grounded enough to remain teachable, and healthy enough to carry responsibility. Beloved, let yourself become that kind of vessel, not perfect, but willing, not untouched by pain, but increasingly healed, not emptied of every weakness, but honest enough to know where support, wisdom, and correction are still needed. Everything you endured may have pressed you, but pressure does not automatically make suffering sacred deaths. What matters is what you choose to become afterward. You can let hardship deepen compassion. Instead of turning your heart permanently hard, God may use parts of your story in ways you cannot yet predict. But do not wait for something inexplicable before believing progress is real. Often, the remarkable outcome is built through many ordinary steps repeated faithfully for a long time. One day, something may happen so quickly that others assume you appeared from nowhere. They may see the opportunity without seeing the preparation, the confidence without seeing the rebuilding, or the open door without knowing how many closed before it. But you will know the truth. You did not come from nowhere. You came through wilderness seasons, private disappointments, lonely nights, difficult lessons, and moments when continuing required more strength than anyone around you understood. Those nights were not proof that you were forgotten. They were chapters where endurance was being formed. Some of them eventually became places where grief gave birth to wisdom, clarity, boundaries, and a deeper understanding of yourself. You did not skip every step simply because others never saw them. Much of your preparation happened privately. That is why the visible change may eventually look sudden, even though the foundation beneath it was built slowly. So let the oil continue to flow, beloved, but let it flow through wisdom, humility, prayer, discipline, and action. Do not force what needs patience, and do not delay what has become clear simply because the next season feels unfamiliar. Your story is still open. There is more to heal, more to learn, more to give, and more to receive. Walk forward without needing every outcome explained in advance. Let faith guide you, while wisdom keeps your feet steady.